Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pointless Top 10, a show where we make top 10 lists of the pointless things, where we fly by pointless statue in Booty Bay, because inside pointless things are treasure. Let's begin. 10. Number 10 is Guard Tarek, and Guard Tarek is an orc found in the eastern part of the Northern Barrens near the road to Ratchet, and he's typically found inside of the cook's hut, eating food brought to him by Gruck. And there's actually a little interaction that happens here. So Gruck goes, "Would you like something more to eat, sir?" And Guard Tarek goes, "More bread, boy." And Gruck's like, "Right away, sir." And then Gruck will walk over to Tarbin Hearthgrain, who was in a pointless top 10 NPCs you didn't know about, or NPCs you forgot about. Dude, I've done so many pointless top 10s. They're all blended together. But yeah, then Gruck gets a loaf of bread from Tarbin Hearthgrain. He walks back and he's like, "Here's your bread, sir." And then Guard Tarek's like, "Ah, very good. Now scat." And then Gruck's like, "As you wish, sir." And I did see somebody from Wowhead like 20 years ago posting like, "This guy's a rude oaf doing this. I logged on my alliance and beat him up. He's not going to talk to Gruck like that any longer." But it turns out during the Legion invasions, he actually guarded this place from the Legion invasions. So he can't be that bad. Like, he cares about him enough to protect everybody here. He didn't just run away or something. So you know what? Maybe he's just having a bad day. Maybe he's just, not feeling great, so he's just like, more bread, get out of here, like that type of thing. But I think deep down, Guard Tarek is actually a good guy. And you know what? He actually guarded them when they needed guarding. So that's why Guard Tarek is number 10. 9. Number 9 are the Temporal Guardians, located outside of the Challenger's Rest in Dornegal, and the Zimtorga Guardians, located at Zimtorga in Zuldrak. And the reason I put these on the list is these are elemental guards, and there's not actually many elemental guards in the game, at least like in terms of guarding cities that I could find. These were like the two main ones I could find. There was a lot of like boss elemental guardians, but I just thought it was cool that there's like these two giant earth sand elemental dudes just like sitting outside being like, "Yeah, we'll beat you up." Like, they just look cool. And then obviously in Zimtorga, we have the ice elementals, which my favorite part about them is they will throw snowballs at you. So I love the fact that somebody could be attacking and they just like whip a snowball so hard that it just like blasts them back and gives them a concussion or something. Like, they probably throw some hard snowballs, man. Also, I love how the Temporal Guardians are like gyrating or something. Like, if you look at their bodies, they're like, blah, 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 blah. Like they're all freaking out. I don't know why that's happening, but it looks pretty cool, actually. It's like they're made out of jello or something. But yeah, it's not often you see elemental guards in World of Warcraft, so I had to put them on the list, and that's why they're number 9. 8. Number 8 are the Tonka guards, known as the Brave, and there's actually a few different types of Braves. There's the Tunkalo Brave, located at Camp Tunkalo in the Storm Peaks, and there's the Camp Onequa Brave, located at Camp Onequa in the Grizzly Hills. And I do think I like the Tunkalo Brave a bit more, because they do have the giant totems as weapons, which I think is pretty sick compared to the Camp Onequa ones, which just have like an axe and a shield, which, it's fine, but the totems just look cool. And listen, I love the Tonka, all right? I think they're great. I always look for a reason to put Tonka in any pointless top 10. I wish they were an allied race. In fact, I made pointless top 10 allied races, but I didn't put the Tonka on there. But they would be like number 11. Like, I just think they're really cool, right? But I guess we have High Mountain Tarn, so they probably think like, that's good enough. There's also a Wowhead comment here that said more bull than Taran, more cow than Draenei, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, overall, there's nothing really special about these guards, but I think they look cool. I like Tonka. I like that they're carrying totems, and you know what? They're guarding the towns in Northrend that nobody even really goes to that much anymore. So you know what? Respect to them for still guarding them all these years later, and that's why they're number 8. 7. Number 7 are the Grease Monkey Mussels, and the Grease Monkey Mussels are goblins located in Prospectus Bay on Mechagon Island. And these are actually some really unique guards for a few reasons, one of which is they're literally named Grease Monkey Mussels. Like, you don't really run into that many things with a really weird name, Typically, they'd just be like, oh, these are the Prospectus Bay Guards or the Prospectus Bay Bruisers or something like that, right? But no, these are the Grease Monkey Mussels. The other interesting things are all of these are female goblins. There are no male goblin Grease Monkey Mussels, and then they all have the Death Knight blue glowing eyes. They also all have the same weapons, the same hair, the same, like, everything. Like, it's kind of crazy. It almost feels like they're clones. But when I go to look up any lore or anything about them, there's just nothing. There's just people complaining like, the net things they throw at you are really annoying. I hate these NPCs. But that's it. Nobody's asking where they came from, why their eyes are glowing blue, why they all look the same. It's really interesting. So I had to put them on the list. So that's why the Grease Monkey Mussels are number 7. 6. Number 6 are the Royal Guardians, and the Royal Guardians are Zandalari golems located in Dazaralor. And I'm not gonna lie, I just put these on the list because I thought they look really cool. In fact, I didn't even realize that there were various other types of Zandalari golems in World of Warcraft. Apparently it all stems from the Isle of Thunder Zandalari golems, and then in BFA they like rework that model to be these royal guardians. And so we've actually got some interesting lore about troll golems. It says troll golems are made by various troll tribes, and they can be powered in different ways. Some are powered by mojo, some are powered by voodoo, and few have been even powered by channeling the powers of the Loa into them. And so while the Drakari Empire and the Darkspear tribe trolls have used them, the Zandalari Empire has used them quite frequently for things such as city guards within Dazara lore, which is what we're looking at, as well as being used to take care of their dead in Atal Dazar, and being used to keep peace within the Terrace of the Speakers. So yeah, I didn't really know the trolls used golems this much, but now looking back, it does make sense, because I've seen quite a few troll golems. So either way, these are really cool, and that's why they're number 6. 5. Number 5 are the Tuskar guards riding turtles, and I chose these because I love this. Like, this is the most Warcrafty type of thing to me. You have actual walrus humanoids riding around on turtle mounts, guarding their home from invaders. Like, it feels so funny and goofy, but it just feels very Warcrafty to me. And I thought about putting the current Tuskar on this list with the otter mounts, but I don't know, it didn't hit the same. And then there was just a bunch of Tuskar that were standing around that weren't even mounted. They were just like normal guards or something. Like, where's the whimsy? There's no whimsy there. I guess the otter mounts can be kind of whimsical, but like, I don't know. There's something about these turtles, man. Look at that turtle. He's like, ooh, and just walking around. I think it's also funny because when you think of a threat, like when you think of a guard, typically you think of someone standing on guard and being like, you're not getting into this place. And it's like, when you roll up here, you're just like, oh, that's a walrus riding the turtle, and the turtle's just like, hello. Like, it just doesn't feel very threatening, you know what I mean? And so yeah, for all those reasons, I had to put them on the list, and that's why the Tuskar riding the turtle mounts are number 5. 4. Number 4 are both left and right Rathian's bodyguards and the retired exchange guard, and they are all located near the Tavern in the Mist at the Veiled Stair in the Mist of Pandaria. And so starting with left and right, there's a couple funny things about left and right. So the first one I would say is that left is actually on the right and right is on the left. So I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose. Also, I believe these are references to Game of Thrones. It says here that Lady Olenna's bodyguards are left and right in A Song of Ice and Fire. But yeah, these are my types of favorite things in World of Warcraft, where it's kind of goofy, but it's hard to pinpoint. Like, it could be a reference to something, and it probably is, but you wouldn't really notice it just by seeing it, right? Like, if you see Harris Pilton in the game, you're like, okay, it's Paris Hilton, right? But if you see left and right, like, you wouldn't instantly think like Game of Thrones, but you know, it's a little deeper than that. So I enjoy when they do these types of obscure references, you know what I mean? But then we have the retired exchange guard, who is a Pandaren located at was once the Black Market, and when you talk to him, he says, Madame Goya has decided to move her operations to more lucrative markets. It seemed like a prudent time to give up a thankless job. But I wanted to put him on the list because it's not often you see like a retired guard, let alone retired anything in World of Warcraft, right? So I just thought it was really interesting. And some guy in Wowhead was like, poor guy, I wonder what he'll do now other than sit there. But like, he seems happy to retire. He was like, yeah, gave up that thankless job, and now he's just like meditating and chilling. So I think he's having a good time. But either way, that's why left, right, and the retired exchange guard are number 4. 3. Number 3 are the Sludgeworks Enforcers, and the Sludgeworks Enforcers are goblins that guard the Sludgeworks in the Stone Talon Mountains. And I actually wish I would have put this in Pointless Top 10 worst jobs in World of Warcraft, because this is definitely up there. So the Enforcers do not enjoy their work guarding these Sludgeworks and have an extremely high turnover rate for their job, and that's because there is wyvern poop all over the place. And so when you talk to Ghibli Racket for the Turd Problem quest, he says, we got a problem. We built the Sludgeworks near a wyvern habitat. Now, our initial blueprints for the Sludgeworks were drawn up so as to not disturb the wyvern habitat, as the beasts are apparently sacred to Tauren and orcs. Do you know what's sacred to me? Not getting pooped on, that's what. And so there's various goblin quotes around here, like, the Horde doesn't pay me enough for this crap. And, oh, I'm feeling ill. And I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I quit. As well as various other quotes that you can read on the screen. So you gotta feel bad for them. They're guarding a terrible place to guard, and that's why the Sludgeworks Enforcers are number 3. 2. Number 2 are the guards located all over the major cities, and I was thinking about doing Ironforge guards, or Stormwind guards, or Orgrimmar guards, and I was like, you know what? They just all deserve to be on the list, because every major city has really cool guards, and, you know, some probably better than others. It is kind of subjective, just depending on maybe your favorite city or what you play or whatever it might be, or nostalgia or anything like that. But odds are you've been in one of these cities, you were lost, and you're like, I don't know how to get around. And then you go to one of the guards and you go, hey, where is this thing that I'm looking for? Then the guard's always like, oh, you go over here. Or maybe you're looking for the inn, that's over there. Maybe you're looking for the profession trainers, they're over there, right? The guards are always just kind of like a guide to help you out. In fact, I'd say they're usually more guides to locations than they are actual guards. Usually if the city gets invaded by raids or other players, they just get killed right away. So, you know what? They're actually doing a more helpful job than just guarding the place. They're actually helping you find your different locations you need to get to. Also, I didn't include the Dalaran guards, but I found it interesting here. It says guards in all major cities and starting areas serve as guides and offer directions to points of interest. The only exception to this is Dalaran, which has no normal guards, and local wizards instead offer directions. And I don't know why I never even noticed that, but, well, you know, I kind of noticed it, but I didn't like truly notice it, right? It's kind of like the pointless top 10 thing, where there's so many things that I did notice, but I didn't truly notice it. Like, I didn't stop and analyze it, that type of thing. Either way, that's why all the major city guards are number 1. And number 1 are the Gadgetzin and Booty Bay Bruisers. Although I kind of like the Gadgetzin ones more, because I personally have more memories and nostalgia with them, and like people getting in fights in Tanaris. But I know there's a lot of people who got in fights in Booty Bay, and then the Bruisers run over and they're like, break it up, and they start beating everybody up. But I also like how in Gadgetzin they have like a sniper on the roof, which I always thought was crazy. He's just walking around like, yeah, we'll make sure nothing happens in this goblin town. In fact, the Gadgetzin Bruisers actually fought the demons when the Legion invasions were happening. Meanwhile, I think for the Booty Bay Bruisers, a lot of people remember them if they had to get their Bloodsail Buccaneer rep up and you had to actually kill the Booty Bay Bruisers. However, I never actually did that, so I don't really have any memories or nostalgia or anything ever doing that, but I'm sure a lot of people watching this have. But overall, I was gonna put these at number 2 and then put the city guards at number 1, but I was like, you know what? The city guards act more as guides than the actual Booty Bay and Gadgetzin Bruisers. I feel like they are some of the most intense guards around. You got like a sniper up top, they got like people walking around, you gotta beat them up, you got people fighting them to get reputation. Like, I don't know, I feel like these truly are the number 1 guards in World of Warcraft, and that's why I put them at number 1. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Pointless Top 10. If you want more top 10s, you go watch Horses from last week, or you can go watch Worst Jobs in World of Warcraft. Also, like the video and comment down below who your favorite guard is in World of Warcraft. Okay? Okay. See ya.